What's up, guys? Ricky here with another top 10 list, and this is of the Lost Tribe Predators. So there are 10 members in the clan, so I thought what better list to bring than to break this down into top 10 from my favorite to my least favorite. So, yeah, it's been something I've been wanting to do for quite some time, so I'm glad I got it. So now I would love to hear in the comments after this, after I go through the entire video, on which ones you actually think are the best. So I'd love to hear your favorite one that's in the mix. I'd love to hear maybe your least favorite. And if you feel like putting a top 10 list in the comments of what yours ranks, that is fine. Just know that this was a really tough list to go through, and there were some very, very cool predators, like all of these. Even the number 10 spot was an awesome predator, so that's what made this very difficult to do. So, yeah, so here we go. Okay, number 10, Scout Predator. And like I said at the beginning of this video, right, this is a really hard list to do because I like all the Lost Tribe members a lot. I think they're all really, really great predators and really good additions to the overall Predator Neca collection, right, for sure. I just think this one's definitely the most simple in my opinion. That's why it was number 10. So it does come with some really cool long-range weapons, like the big rifle there you see, and the little rifle that's folded on the back, which I think looks really nice. You can clip on back there. It does come just with the standard Jungle Hunter mask, which obviously it was like that in the movies, right? But that's kind of obviously the most classic, kind of most basic biomask look for a predator. And other than that, it's using the City Hunter mold, so nothing too special. Just have a little sash on the groin area, which is a little bit different, a little unique. But other than that, it's pretty simple. And it came with the head. So the head, I was a fan of. So what I was a fan of is I was a fan of that they made it a unique subspecies of predator. So you used a different head sculpt than any of the others, and I love that. They did. I gave it bonus points. I thought that was great. The only problem is they painted it not very good. So this one I did a little custom work, and it's the only predator head I've had to do custom work with because if you can look real close, like there was this yellow tone here that was just globbed on, and the peach tone was kind of underneath, and it didn't look very good in my opinion. Like it could have been done so much better. So all I did is add a little touch up. So I just a little bit of white and dry brushed it over the top just to kind of fade those colors in together a little bit better. So I think it looks better, but overall it didn't really look that good out of the package. So, but yeah, that's why this one made number 10 on the list. But overall, great predator. Number 9, Battle Damage City Hunter. So this predator came with a lot of really cool features, which I really like. Obviously, it's got the standard City Hunter body, which obviously it came with, right? And you saw it in the movie. It comes with 2 different heads. So you do have the head with the mask there, which is the one I like to keep it on. I just think that looks really cool. And then it came with this extra head here that has closed mandibles, which I think overall looks pretty good. I think it matches pretty nice. I think it looks nice. The only thing is, or actually also, it did come with glow-in-the-dark blood, which I think is really awesome. So that's something they didn't have to do. But if you turn the lights out, you can see glow-in-the-dark blood. Amazing. Very cool there. And then the hand detaches. And the cool thing is it detaches it. The hole is on the inside here instead of the hole being on the outside. So I wish I had the City Hunter in front of me right now. But the old one did have like a little nub sticking out there, so it looked weird. But I love that they did a little bit different, so it plugs in differently. The only thing is because it is battle damage, I tend to use this one as a prop, and that's the reason why it's number 9. So I do think it came with a lot more, and it's a lot neater looking, in my opinion, than the Scout Predator. However, some of the other ones I put a little higher in the list just because this ends up being, this just ends up being a prop, right? So I use him and I basically lay him down as if he's dead. And that's usually how all the photography goes. That's even how I have it set up in my DTOLF, is just him laying on a bed dead, essentially. So that's the reason why this one's number 9. It's a great predator. It comes with a lot of cool features. One of the best city hunters that we've gotten. It's just, yeah, I end up using it as a prop. Okay, number 8 on the list is Warrior Predator. So one thing I really, really like about this predator is I love that it comes with melee weapons, that he's known for being like a melee specialist. So I love the axe. I think that is a really sweet axe that it comes with. I love the mace that it comes with. All the hand-to-hand weapons are phenomenal that it came with. This is just on the basic City Hunter mold and body. I do, however, really like the blue skin tone. I think that's a really, really cool thing, and it kind of sets him away from the mix a little bit as far as uniqueness, and that biomask is phenomenal. I really like it. Now, one thing I wasn't a huge fan of is the extra head, and I'll show it to you now, right? So I think it looks fine overall, but right when I look at that purple that's inside the mouth, I don't know, it just kind of takes me out of it. I think they could have used a different tone just to make it look a little bit better. So That's just me. I think it would have been, I would have loved to see them do more of the closed mouth, I think, that they did with the City Hunter, in my opinion. They decided to go with the open mouth, which is fine, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just think that the extra head could have been done a little bit better compared to some of the other ones, in my opinion. So that's why this one made number 8 on the list. Number 7, Guardian Predator. So one thing I love about this Predator is I love the heavy artillery it comes with. I think that's definitely the win for this Predator for sure. So it comes with a hand cannon that has a really sweet blast effect that comes out the front and some blast effects that come out the back. And I love thinking that this Predator is like considered the big gun, right? So like he's the heavy artillery guy. And I think that's very, very cool. So as far as overall look, it's done on the basic City Hunter mold. The skin tone is really neat. I do like the skin tone. And the biomask is pretty awesome too. And it does have the extra head, and the extra head looks a lot like the Warrior Predator that we just saw. So I could show you those side by side so you can see. So Warrior has a similar face, right? So the only difference is this one has shorter hair, this one has longer hair. But I think they did a little bit better job on executing just the paint tones. And the mouth looks much better, in my opinion, than this mouth does. So that's why this one made number 7. Just because I like the artillery. It's very similar to the Warrior Predator, just instead of hand-to-hand weapons, it came with the heavy artillery. But I think they did a better job on the extra head, for sure. Number 6, BOAR Predator. And this one's great. I like this one. So I love that they added extra armor on the top. I think that's a very cool feature. Obviously, we did not get that in the movie, but I think it's a really good addition, and I think it just really makes this Predator unique and kind of beefs him up a little bit, which I think is really cool. So he is obviously the bigger brother to Stalker, other Predator that comes with the armor as well. But this one, I love the mask. They did a great job on the biomask. It comes with kind of like the basic kind of City Hunter mold for the most part, but the armor is a good addition. You could take it on, you could take it off, and even the cannon on the back is a really unique cannon. I really like that a lot. Now, the reason why this one is also up on the list is it has a really, really cool head sculpt for the extra head. I don't know what it is, so like they did a phenomenal job on this one. I just think overall it looks really, really nice. They did really good details. It's not overly glossy. The eyes, they did a really great job on. Looks menacing. Just everything about this head looks so good. So if you were to compare this, for instance, to, you know, say the Warrior head, I mean, I don't think there's any comparison on which one looks better, right? I think this one looks far better in my opinion. Like even with like the City Hunter, I just think that they just nailed the look. I don't know what it is, but did a really great job on the extra head. So I really dig that a lot. So overall, so that's why this one came number 6 on the list. Okay, number 5 is Stalker Predator, right? This is the brother to BOAR Predator, which was the last one on the list. But this one, I think, I just like this one more than I like BOAR even. One, so I love the colors. I like the orange tones, I love the black tones, and I love that they went with the gray netting on the back. I think that's really cool instead of going with the straight black. The gray just contrasts really, really well with kind of like the white tones and the orange tones, etc. Looks good. And I love the armor, right? The beefy armor on the chest that you can take off or keep on. But I love the gold accents for some reason. I like the gold accents better than I even like the silver accents that were on BOAR Predator. It does come with the same cannon, same upper armor as that one. But this one also comes with some unique gauntlets, which I think are really cool. And that really puts it over the top in my opinion. Now, the extra head too is really, really cool. I love this extra head. As far as extra heads go, this is one of my favorites, I think. So you have really nice orange tones. I love the black. That just looks really cool, really unique. And the eyes, right, looks super menacing. I think it looks good. Just love that look. So it's fun to think that, right, these are brothers. So this is one of the brothers, right, and then let's see. Where did I put that one? And then this one, right? So it's funny. They look so different. Yet I think it's cool that they are supposed to be brothers. But right, I really like this one a lot as far as that style goes, but I do like this extra head, I think, better than I like this one even, which is very cool. So overall, love the gold accents. The Predator comes with a lot of features. It really makes it unique because without the armor and stuff, this Predator was honestly one of my least favorite, I think, from the Lost Tribe, just from the movie itself. But overall, it looks really, really good, so really stoked about it. Okay, number 4, Snake Predator. And I absolutely love this predator. I think the skin tone is one of the big wins for this one. I love the skin tone on it, right? It's snake predator, and right, I think it's called that for a reason, right? And it has this really cool just look about it, right? So really cool snake tones, almost like a copperhead type snake, which I think is really, really cool. One thing too that was unique about this one is it came with fur features, right? So it has fur on the belt and it has fur on the shoulder piece here, which I think is really cool. Also comes with hand sights, so these different types of weapons rather than these long range weapons, I think is cool. The gauntlets on the side that are like this leather material look really neat. And I love its biomask, and its biomask looks very much like a snake, which I think is really, really cool and very fitting because it didn't come with that in the movie. Now here is the extra head, which I think they did a phenomenal job on. So it looks really good, right? So you have this really neat kind of snake look, and it's, I mean, if you were to compare this one, I don't have the original snake, but if you were to compare them, this extra head is far, far better than the snake head that came with the original, which looks cool. So they did a really great job with the eyes, the design, the short dreads. Overall, this is just an exceptional predator. And really with the fur features and all that stuff, it just really kind of sets this one apart from the rest for the most part. So that's why this one was a number 4. Okay, number 3, Shaman Predator. This is the one predator of this bunch that really exceeded my expectations. I did not expect to like this predator as much as I do. I know this was definitely not one of my favorites from the first release, just because there really wasn't a whole lot special about it for the most part. But man, what Neca did was phenomenal. So one, you have this cape, this really cool cloak that has a wire in it, so you can make it really look, you can make it blow, like make it look like it's blowing in the wind, etc. And it really makes really good action shots. I think that's neat. Right, this one didn't come with a biomask prior, and the biomask is skulls, which I think is amazing, right? So you have the skulls, which this is supposed to be a spiritual kind of like religious type predator, so it makes sense to use skulls and different things like that. And I love it's the axe it comes with that has a skull built into it, the biomask that is a skull, and even the scepter or the spear, which is really cool. And then the extra head is phenomenal. So right, this one doesn't have any sheen at all. Right, I'm not a huge fan of like the overly glossed heads, but this one doesn't have a whole lot of gloss, but overall looks really good. So really good little paint details, looks nice. The dreads are super long because this predator is supposed to be super old. But yeah, they just knocked it all out of the park with this one. So I was completely blown away with this one. It was really hard to not get this one to be number 1. So the top 3 that I have right now, I mean, they could be interchanged pretty easily for the most part. So but this one made number 3, and it is a phenomenal predator. So if you do not have it, go pick it up now. I think this is definitely one that you need to have in your collection. Number 2, Elder Predator. This predator is amazing, and it came with so many really cool features too that we'll talk about. So I know some of you might be like, why isn't this one number 1? And if you say it's number 1 on your list, you're not lying. It should be number 1 on the list, right? I was trying to take myself kind of out of this of like, this is the newest one. Think about it for a second. Really analyze it. It was really tough to make this number 2 because I really wanted to make it number 1. So, and when we get to number 1, I'll tell you why I picked what I did for number 1. But number 2, right, is the Elder Predator. So 1, it came with some really neat skulls. It came with two biomask and 1 regular head. So 3 heads you get with this one, which is phenomenal. So the one I have on it now is one that lights up. And that is super cool. So light up, obviously we have not had a lit up Elder biomask really ever, right? The only like masks that we've seen, actually just masks in general, biomasks, were with the Golden Angel, which isn't technically, you know, the Lost Tribe, which is kind of interesting. So came with the flintlock pistol, came with the dagger piece, came with an extra little sash here. The skin tone is spot on, looks amazing. And I love the fact that this whole predator just looks very distressed. Because it's old, right? It's the Elder. It's been around for a long time. Like even the gauntlet is like tore up, which I think is really cool. So it did come with, like I said, extra heads, and they knocked this one out of the park. So this biomask, it's hard not to put this one on here because I have this one on the Golden Angel because the Golden Angel also came with both of these because I prefer this one. But I did put the other one on that just because it does light up. But if you have it on this one, I mean, I don't blame you to put this one on it because this thing looks phenomenal. Looks sick. And then did come with its normal head, which they also did a really great job on, right? So not overly glossy. The skin tone looks really great. They used metal actually for the piercings rather than plastic like the previous models. And they just did such a phenomenal job. So love this predator so much. So Yeah, overall, I mean, that's why this one was number two, because it came with so many different things. They really knocked out of the park. They took the Elder Predator that everybody was waiting on, and right, that's how they closed out the whole Lost Tribe, right? And they ended it with a bang, which is great. So if you have not picked this one up yet, go pick it up. It is a phenomenal Predator to have, and that's why this one is number two on the list. Okay, and number one on my list of the Lost Tribe Predators is Armored Lost Predator. And this thing is phenomenal. And this actually kicked off the whole Lost Tribe a few years ago, if you remember. And I think there's a reason for it, right? They kicked it off with a bang, right? Just something, one Predator that everybody's been looking for. Because, right, when they first released the BOAR version of this, right, the one that looks like it does now, people love that thing. They were trying to get after it. And then when I was trying to find it, I ended up having to buy a bootleg because they were too expensive to get one. And I didn't have a lot of money back then. So, so that's kind of where I was at. But yeah, to have them re-release it and make this one the first one to release from the Lost Tribe, I think was a really smart move. And it really just kicked off the Lost Tribe collection with a bang. So obviously they closed out with the Elder, and I think that was a smart move there. But this Predator is phenomenal. So one thing, this one came with 3 heads, just like the other did, 3 heads, which are cool. One, the armor is phenomenal. So the armor, they did a blue sheen to it, so it's got like the black base coat, dry brushing blue metallic over the top. They even added some like dirt type features to the chest to make it look a little bit old, like he's had it for a long time. The cannon is unique. This is the only Predator to come with a laser sword too, right? So they're using futuristic designs and stuff, which I think is phenomenal. And all of this armor on it is pretty unique, right? They did use a few of the same stuff that they did from the City Hunter, like they did all of it, but a lot of the features, like the groin here, the chest, the gauntlets, the sword, the cannon, everything is unique to it, which I think is very, very, very cool. So absolutely love this Predator, and the skin tone's great too, right? They went with like that yellowish, but it really looks reptilian, right, with the green, which I think looks cool. Now the extra heads they came with an open mouth, which I think they did a pretty good job on. So right, so looks pretty good. It's not my favorite extra head, but does look pretty nice. Complements it well, and they did do a wash on the mouth that looks really, really nice as well. So you have that one. Then they also came with the closed one, which I think looks really good too. So yeah, just really kind of nailed that. This one's a little glossy for my liking, in my opinion, but overall it still looks pretty good. So here they are, side by side. Right, so both look really good. But yeah, so this Predator was just so good. So I was debating between this one and the Elder. And like I said, if you had the Elder as number one, props to you, because that makes sense. But also this one I couldn't pass up, right? It was the first Predator I had, and the first Predator from the Lost Tribe, and this was one that I've just always been a big fan of. So yeah, this Predator's great. It's unique. I love the futuristic aspects to it. And that's why it's number one on my list. So what I'd love to see is I would love for you all to drop in the comments what your favorite Predator from Lost Tribe is. And if you feel like ranking yours 1 through 10, do it. I would love to hear what your order looks like as well. So thank you all so much for tuning into this video. Feel free to like and subscribe. We passed 1,000 subscribers, so let's try to get to 2,000. And I will keep bringing videos like this, reviews, customizations, etc. to you all. Thank you all so much, and I will catch you next time.